Okay, I think I'm here. Let me know if you have any problems hearing me. I remembered my microphone. I remembered to plug it in even. I got my cake here. Let's see. I've been watching so many people. Today is the first day we accept entries for the 2025 Christmas house contest. And it doesn't have to be a Christmas house. It can be just a very wintry house if you want. We have lots of prizes, and I always make up prizes when I see stuff that's like, you know, so original and different, or a name that's really funny. So anyway, and even though I've forgotten to send some out, I should always give something to all the kids. I need to mail out the last few entries to few things for some kids. So I'll try to get that done today. And I see Karen and Jennifer. I saw Rosa and Roseanne and Sonia and Berta. Lots of people. Okay. So I should be live. Oh, this is my crafting top, but because this is a messy craft today, I decided to wear a messy one. Okay, alrighty. I'm sorry, you know how my nose itches every time we do this. Okay, let me see. First, I think I'm going to show you the cake. This is my fake cake, which is supposed to be the display for the cookies. It's not that wonderful. Okay, so the top one's pretty good. That one looks pretty good. This one hasn't been decorated yet, but it looks pretty good. And then we start getting to where I messed up. This one looks okay, except that I smashed it into another cake. Also, if you want to put cookies around the base, you shouldn't decorate the bottom like this. That was a faux pas. So anyway, that's my fake cake. And let me see. Let me get an undecorated cookie. So the idea is that you line them up. Let me move it backwards so I have some space. That you line them up around the cake so it makes a really fun decoration. That's the idea. It doesn't always work out that way. Oops, excuse me, I have to cough. Oh, I see Amy Butler is here. Hello, Amy Butler. Okay, let's see. What do we need to do next? Let me just show you some things. This is my gingerbread paint. I made it from last year, and I just actually added water and stirred it up. I just kept it in a jar, and it was pretty good. I think if I had added that a piece of plastic wrap underneath the lid and then tighten the lid, I think it would have been perfect. And it still smells very gingerbready. Let me see. These are the main colors I use to make my gingerbread paint. This is a yellow. It doesn't matter which yellow. This is burnt sienna and burnt umber. Those are the main ones. And cinnamon. Of the spices I've added, cinnamon has the most fragrance. So cinnamon, nutmeg, I think I did allspice and ginger. And thing of water. Lots of wipes. I have icing. So I think that's it. Oh, if you want to draw on your, if you make a house pattern and you just want to cut it out and draw on it, I do think it helps to have cardboard. But if you want to cut out a piece of cardstock on top so you don't have to do any painting, you can do that. The file has house patterns that you can just cut out. All of those house patterns are or most of them are from my Advent calendar. So I just kind of simplified the shapes so you could use the Advent calendar houses. And then if you want to just draw, these pens are kind of famous for working on rough surfaces. It's called a Posca pen. They're expensive. At my hobby store, they were actually like locked up. You have to get somebody to unlock them, but they're really good. And you can see it on cardboard. This isn't wonderful. This is just a test that it works. So anyway, if you want to do it with some kids, I wonder if oil pastel crayons would work well. Or, let kids paint and be messy and just have fun. And all you have to do is cut house shapes out of cardboard. This is a lightweight cardboard. One side is white, and it's a corrugated cardboard, but it's pretty thin. So, I see Nan is here. Hello. So happy to see all of y'all. Okay, my trusty assistant is, oh, there he is. He's not here, but he must be next door. Okay, so now I'm going to switch cameras. Okay, and these are the pieces that let me straighten it a little bit. These are the pieces that I've already painted, and I put a good layer of the gingerbread paint on them, and they smell wonderful. I dried them in my oven on a piece of parchment paper that has paint on it. So anyway, the backs are a little defective. Okay, let me see. And then in the pattern, I like to hang things up without putting holes in them. So if you want, you can use this. I don't know how well it'll hang straight if you put it on, but it's an option. I didn't experiment with it. But if you put it towards the top, that's better. Then it'll hang. Okay, so we are going to decorate those, kind of like we did the cake. They're shedding. Okay, this is the raw one. And it was straight. I kept it under my mat, under my cutting mat, which is right under here. And but I took it out too soon, and one side got wet, so it curved just a little bit. And that's one reason I paint both sides. Okay, let me get a paper towel. Just to protect my surface and me a little more. Okay. All right, so this one I mixed up, and I realized the color kind of looks a little like baby poo. Fortunately, it smells really good. Does it smell like baby poo? I wanted it to be a little lighter, but I just kept adding yellow, and it just didn't quite get there. But it kind of looks chocolatey, so gingerbread, like a darker gingerbread. It dried that dark. So probably I needed more yellow. And this is my favorite paintbrush. You can see it's got layers and layers of paint on it. And you can put the gingerbread paint on as thick as you want. Or you can actually do it. This is a very spreadable one. Like I said, I revived it. So after you add water and spices, at first it's pretty flexible, it's pretty paintable, and it's thick, but not crazy thick. But if you keep it overnight, the spices that you added that day will absorb a lot of water, and it'll be much drier the next day. So you have to add water again the next day. And like I said, I paint both sides so when it dries, it will dry evenly. It won't curve. If you just paint one side of cardboard, it'll tend to curve. Okay, so that's that one. That's really all I was going to show you about the gingerbread paint. I think I've got let me get to the wipes. I need them. I've got videos about making gingerbread paint. So we did a live last year, and I think I've got a another video where I did it. Okay, let's see. We're going to put this so I don't spread the mess. Sorry, I actually would have worn gloves, but I used them up. I used up all my crafting gloves. One more time. Okay, now a dry paper towel. Lots of paper products. Okay, let me move that out of the way. So for the icing, in the past, I have used light modeling paste, which you get at the craft store. Well, it turns out, for me, the home improvement store is actually closer, so I could get this easier. And for a 32 ounces, it's much cheaper than the modeling paste. I think the modeling paste is a little better than this, but you know, we iced the fake cake with it, so I know this works. Okay, so now let's get our little cookie, our gingerbread, our fake gingerbread cookie. I started to wear the hazmat outfit. Then I thought, well, they won't care about this shirt. All right, so remember, I'm not an icing queen, although I heard from several people who are. A number of people in the group are actually quite good at it. Let me get it started. That piece dried out just a little bit. All right, so this is nice and flexible. I did add water to it. So I'm trying to go along and sort of let the icing drop. I think I need to turn it. Yeah, this is a mess level of, you know, pretty much 7 or 8. Depends on how much you drop things on yourself or the floor or the table. If I can keep it all contained, it'll be a 7. Phew, that was good icing for me. Okay, I'm going to do a door. I probably should have done the inner pieces first. Like I said, I'm not a icing pro. And I think this is still a pretty good craft to do with kids. If I did it with children, I would use those little squeeze bottles for icing rather than a piping bag. Hey, there, I kind of messed up there. That one's not a good one. That window's better. They're not wonderful, but, you know, it's fun. Like I said, I think it'd be a good craft for kids. And just like everything we do, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So I'm just going to do one little window up here. I chose I think it's a number 5 tip. There. Sorry about the focus thing. When my hand is close, it focuses on my hand, but this is this is my first one. So, I mean, it looks like a cookie. Looks like a cookie done by an amateur. Okay, I'm gonna save this one because I'm gonna, as I practice, I usually get better. Okay, I'm left-handed, so I pipe in this direction. You'll probably go in the other direction. Let me see. I don't know. This seems more left-handed to me. Yes, I heard from Gail, who's very good, and I think it was Lynette, one other person who was a good piper. Okay, turning around again. Oh shoot, I did it again. I forgot to add the inside. That's because the outside seems more fun than windows and doors. Also, when you're making cookies to do something for a display, like on a round cake, it helps to have narrow cookies. Okay. Let me do a door again. I'm going to try to do a door on the side with a window, just to vary the shapes. And I think I could do better with the arched door. Okay, let's see if the arched window works. Nope. I'm making a circular window. Okay, more arched windows, I hope. Yeah, these are not working very well. Oh, I see Barbara. Hey, Barbara. Amy Romeo's event starts today. She has, I think, I don't know if it's a week of Christmas, but she's got some crafts today, and her first thing is gingerbread themed, so it's really cute. Today is December 1st, 2025. And let's just do another one. So I picked a relatively thick tip. Because I thought it would be easier. Okay. Oh, the bottom one. All right. In some ways I got better. And some ways not so much. Okay, let's see. You know, this one of my favorite shapes for a little house. All right. Now let's see. We'll do a middle door. And, you know, even though I'm not that good at it, I just want to encourage you. So for those of you who think you're not good, of course I know there's some pros here, but you can still do fun stuff. Oh gosh, his eyes are crooked. Let's see what we can do. We're going to mop him up. That just wasn't acceptable. Actually, neither one of them's any good. Let me get a really wet towel. Doorknob. Oh, doorknob. Karen, I think, who was it who said doorknob? Corey. Corey said doorknob. Excellent idea. Yeah, we need doorknobs. Shoot, this is more fibrous. This is... Yeah, doorknob makes it clear that it's a door. Yeah, that's good. Let's try the paper towel. I don't think it shreds quite as much as the wipes do. Okay. Here we go again. So you have to kind of set it down. There. And release. Stay. Yeah. Better. Not great. Better. We're just going to do one more after all these. Challenging windows. Shoot. Stay. Stay. Okay. Now I'm going to outline, see if I can do it, but I actually outline okay. Amy said they're haunted cookies. Yeah, you know, I do so much better with Halloween than I do with Christmas. I'm almost done. You're not going to have to endure this much longer. Okay, doorknob. Doorknob. Oh, shoot. Can't even do the doorknob right. Okay, let's see if we need a little decoration. I'm trying. It's not, probably because the gingerbread paint is kind of rough. I don't think it's sticking quite as well. I think it will stick when it dries, but okay. Alrighty. Maybe modeling paste is the way to go. Let me show you. These are the cookies I've made before. And this was 2 layers of cardboard. These are, I did 4 layers of cardboard to make them strong. So, but this is with the modeling paste. It is smoother. I think it probably works better. This little guy is probably 5, 6 years old. He doesn't have fragrance anymore. Okay, next, what else do I want to show you? Okay, I'm going to set these aside. I will, you know, probably put them in my oven. I'm going to try a smaller tip next time. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera if I can find the right button. Rotate this out of the way. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. But I still think they look pretty cute. Let's see. Let me put them on my little fake cake. My Pinterest fail fake cake. See, they still look pretty cute. All right, but I wanted to show you some other stuff. So I'm going to do a bunch of crafts during December. I was going to try to do 12 days in a row because I know as it gets closer to Christmas, people get busier and busier, so they're less likely to craft. But I don't know that I can do it 12 days in a row. I'm going to see my sister tomorrow, so I've already written up the project for tomorrow, and I think you're going to be happy with it. This is Maison de Noël. So I made this a year ago as a project for 12 by 12 cardstock shop. And we actually have to sign contracts about when we can share stuff. So I waited a whole year, and now I can share the Maison de Noël with you. So that'll be tomorrow. Sometime in the early morning hours, I'll publish the post and put the files on, and you can see it. But it's really one of my favorites. This one's made with watercolor paper, but it's still very sturdy. And what I like is that it kind of, because it doesn't have a base. Now, sometimes I like a base, but this is sort of a European house. So let me see. So this is day number 3. This will be Wednesday. This is the one is modified from Maison de Halloween. And you can make it however you want. They're window cutouts. But if you make them so that they thematically match, I don't think these two thematically match, but if you make them so that they match, you can stack them up, you can line them up like it's a whole row of like in a European city street. So let me go back. So this was the Maison de Halloween, and this is my Christmas one. And I really, really had fun making it. And I think I've got a video where I showed you. So I just kind of arbitrarily drew some designs. Look at the roof. It's just drawn, hand drawn, but I just think it's so cool. So you can take your Halloween houses and elevate them. All right, and then let me see. Whoops, I keep knocking things over. What was the other one I was going to show you? I know I put it here. Here it is. Okay, we had a castle challenge years ago, and so I call this an easy castle because it's 4 pieces that are easy to make with 4 towers. Really easy. Well, I looked at it. You've got this big center, the courtyard. I'm like, why not turn it into like a little gift castle? And you could just pile little gifts in there. And I just thought that would be fun. Or you could have gift cards, put little envelopes in there, messages, candy, conceivably. But anyway, so I'm going to make this one of those days. I'm going to make these walls wider. I can make them, they're 3 inches now. I can make them so that it fits on regular paper about 4 inches wide, so the courtyard would be bigger. But wouldn't that be a fun display? And you just put some little gifts inside. Dancing nutcrackers coming. I don't know. Is that my book? Let me get around the cake. I think this is my idea book. So I can't promise I'll get 12 things done. Maybe a dancing reindeer. I want some birds. I really want a robin or a dove. I'm going to do the Cricket Cutie house in Christmas because I think that'll look so good. Oh, and a doghouse ornament. My sister does a lot of dog sitting, and she wants to send her customers a doghouse ornament with a little cutout photo of their dog in it. So I thought so I'm going to do a doghouse ornament that you can kind of personalize for your own pets or cats or, whatever your pets are. So those are the ideas. And again, it may not be 12 and it won't be 12 days in a row, but I'll keep coming during Christmas. So we've got these ideas going. Okay, I was going to look at the comments. Yeah, the town hall would be a really good one. And the town hall is also a different, let me see, I think I've got the town hall. My trusty assistant is not here today. He's online, but he's not here. So let me get up. So the town hall matches these other two, like I said, thematically. So I would slightly vary the colors, but this one These two are the same thickness, but they're different heights, and this one's got an extension, so you can match them up and just line them up. I just think they'll look so good. So anyway, yes, the town hall would fit that series. And actually, I am in another event at 12 with 12 by 12 cardstock shop. So if you subscribe to their newsletter, you'll get a message about when my project is coming, and it matches well. It fits the same thing. So that would be 4 different houses with slightly different heights and depths that would make a really nice little display. Okay, alrighty, well, I'm not going to take your time too long. I know it's the busy time of year. So thank you for joining me. And yeah, collect your cereal boxes. You may have to draft them from somebody else, you know, because we can't eat that much cereal. So, okay, alrighty. So I will talk to y'all maybe during the week. Maybe if I get another one done when I'm at my sister's house, I will, you know, show it to you. And I'm trying to get things done as fast as I can, just because, you know, these ideas come in and you have to bring them to life. So, oh yeah, people voting for the doghouse ornament. Okay, there is a doghouse project on my website. If you'll, like, you know, go to the search bar, you'll see doghouse, but it's bigger. And I want to make it a little more compact so that it'll work well as an ornament. So, okay. Alrighty, thank you y'all for being with me, and I will see you sometime, maybe this week, certainly next Monday. Okay, y'all take care. Bye. Have to find the button again.